Big Herc 916. Positivity, motivation. Never settle for average. You know how we do it over here. Go to bigherc916.com, pick you up some merch, grab a bar of soap, wash your ass, and shoot me an email at info.bigherc916@gmail.com if you want to participate in the men's panel, July 30th, 1 p.m. Pacific time. Private Zoom invite only. Won't be dealing with any bullshit, any trolls. It will be some elevated conversation. So shoot me an email if you want to get the invite. I'm a big car guy, and when I came across this video, I thought, you know what, I have to share this with my audience. Check this out.
Meet Black ancestor C.R. Patterson. He was the first black-owned automobile manufacturer here in the U.S. and was making black-owned cars and carriages in America long before Henry Ford. After escaping from slavery, Charles Patterson decided to settle in Greenfield, Ohio, around 1862. After his arrival, he worked as a blacksmith for a carriage building business. He used the knowledge he gained there to form a partnership with another carriage manufacturer. Over the next 20 years, he would work to develop a highly successful carriage building business. In 1893, Patterson bought out his partner's share of the business and then rebranded it as C.R. Patterson and Sons Company. The company built 28 types of horse-drawn vehicles and employed around 10 to 15 individuals. The company managed to successfully market its equine-powered carriages and buggies. When Mr. Charles died in 1910, he left the business to his son Frederick, who in turn initiated the conversion of the company into a full automobile manufacturer. The first car debuted in 1915 and was sold for $800 with a 4-cylinder Continental engine. Estimates of Patterson Greenfield car production vary, but it is almost certain that no more than 150 vehicles were built. Regardless of the number, this would still threaten many whites. To produce more vehicles, Henry Ford would use the brains of another of his black American ancestors, George Washington Carver. Before this, Ford was only able to manufacture one car at a time. Mr. Frederick Patterson died in 1932, but the company remained for some time. The truth is, this is the reason why black American history is heavily censored and why many of our inventions, businesses, and more were sabotaged.
Interesting, huh? Henry Ford got some of his car game from a black man. Brothers was deep up in the car game back in the day, huh? Even in the late 1800s in the carriage game. Frederick Patterson built his first car in 1915, first black automaker. Why wasn't we taught this in school? They want to teach us about this other shit, and now they're teaching this weirdo shit, but they didn't want to teach us or teach now about things like this, which will empower you as a young person striving for excellence. Well, no need to worry. You have access now through the internet and social media to find this information. You can't count on the person trying to oppress you to give you the game to become free. The people who came up with the educational system came up with the system to not free your mind, but to imprison your mind and basically create employees for their corporations, their conglomerates. So it wasn't based on independent thinkers or those who were black to be, in a sense, freed mentally, thinking they could become something greater than now. But I'm gonna lace you up. Frederick Patterson's father was born a slave in Virginia in 1833. He escaped in 1861. Settled in Greenfield, Ohio the next year, where he found work as a blacksmith for a carriage builder, Dines and Simpson. By 1870, the older Patterson had risen to the position of shop foreman. The next year, Frederick was born, the youngest of 4 children. Within 2 years of Frederick's birth, his father had partnered with another local carriage builder to open a new concern, Patterson and Lowe. Encouraged by his parents to educate himself, Frederick graduated high school in 1888 and enrolled at Ohio State University, where he was the first African American on the school's football team. He left school before graduation to take a job not in his father's factory, but as a history teacher in Louisville, Kentucky. His older brother Samuel had joined his father in what was now called C.R. Patterson & Son. Unfortunately, Samuel died in 1897. The family business was in trouble. Frederick resigned his teaching position and returned to Greenfield to assist. The company was renamed once again to C.R. Patterson & Sons. Frederick's attentions kept the organization successful until the death of C.R. Patterson in 1910. Finding himself alone in charge of the family business, Frederick considered the passing of the horse as a means of vehicular propulsion. Over the next 5 years, he oversaw the conversion of the carriage builder to automaker. Frederick was, like his father, a natural mechanic. His automotive experiments had started as early as 1902. The Patterson Greenfield, as a result, was a simple car using a Continental 4-cylinder engine. It debuted in 1915 as a 1916 model at a price of $850. A comparable Ford Model T was priced at $490 and would drop to $440 for 1916. Both a touring car and roadster were produced. The Patterson Greenfield was built until 1919. Estimates placed total manufacturer between 30 and 150 cars. When it was discontinued, it was to permit the company to relocate to a new facility and refocus on commercial bodies for other automakers' chassis. Its school bus bodies in particular sold well throughout the 1920s. Frederick's son, Frederick Jr., was the pin behind the buses, as well as hearses, moving vans, ice trucks, bakery trucks, and milk trucks. As with many firms, the Greenfield Bus Body Company, as it was renamed in 1920, struggled with the onset of the Great Depression. Frederick died in 1932, and the company followed in 1939, having changed its name once more to Gallia Body Company in 1938. Frederick Patterson is best remembered today as one of the few African-American participants in the early days of automobile and outstanding Ohio businessman. There you have it. Brothers, we're in the car game, man. You got to do your homework. There's so much information out there, and you can't, get in your feelings. Just let's go look for the information ourselves, man. Stop waiting for somebody to give you something. Go and take that shit, man. Go take that knowledge. Take your position, create your own business, be independent. Don't let yourself feel like you can't do something because you haven't seen somebody else that looks like you doing it. Just go do that shit. Big Herc 916, positivity, motivation. Hello, my name is Big Herc 916, and I'm with the Wash Your Ass Committee, and I'm traveling across America helping people wash their ass and get their booty holes clean. And I have with me here today Wash Your Ass Soap, and this one in particular is Butt Naked Scrub, but I also have Festival, Oatmeal Milk and Honey, Jamaican Me Crazy, Monkey Farts, and all these scents smell very good. They will help cleanse your body of funk and also make you feel better about yourself. So if you can go to BigHerc916.com, you can pick you up a bar. And my goal is to help America combat funk. Go to the Herc store at BigHerc916.com and pick you up a bar of soap so you can wash that ass, or pick you up some Never Settle for Average merch or some of the Muscleup Car Lifestyle merch. We have hats, Never Settle for Average. Got the Muscleup t-shirts. We also have the Never Settle for Average tank tops. Got the Muscleup Car Lifestyle hoodies. Got the beanie caps. Hey man, represent. And I know you guys aren't average, so pick you up some swag and step your game up. Hello, I'm Big Herc 916. Contact me for life coaching and motivational speaking.